Welcome, Cancer. It is the week of Halloween. Let's see what is going on. Avoid being pulled in by people who use you and pull you down. So, whatever is happening, Cancer, avoid these people in this week. It is the week of Halloween. You are ruled by the Cancer's energies, the moon energies. So, be aware of what is happening and transpiring. All right, Cancers, there is no win to a lawsuit. Okay, no win for a lawsuit. You Cancers have to pay out a lot of money. All right, so there was some sort of a situation that was created. Debt is here. You Cancers wanted some sort of a new start and had hoped to get a lot of money. The law comes in and there is no win to this situation. So it's as if you Cancers was having some sort of a divorce issue. You was leaving a relationship and that sort of a thing because the page of wands is coming up as it is not good news. The justice did not choose for you because they recognize they have gotten and have a whole lot of information and recognize what was going on. So some sort of information is coming in from an Aquarian, Gemini, or Libra person about a new start that you Cancer wanted. It's not going to be happening. I see that you Cancers were hoping for some sort of a money. I see you Cancers have to pay out a lot of money, and I see you did not win a legal suit. They're now recognizing something. They recognize what a Libran have done. They recognize that you Cancers were the one who gave a Libran a lot of money to do something that was not above water. I see an end is going to be happening here. And this ending is Aquarius. So this could be some sort of an investigation is now coming to an end. And you Cancer have to pay out a whole lot of money for something that you have done. You could have created some sort of a problem for someone else. So news is coming in from an Aquarian, Gemini, or Libra person. This is Aquarian. Okay, this is the energy of Uranus, and Uranus is Aquarian, is ending some sort of an investigation, and you Cancers have to pay out a lot of money for what has transpired. So they recognize that a theft was done. They now recognize and see the truth that there was a huge theft. They have now recognized that you Cancers have done a theft in the past, or you were connected to the theft of some sort of a data or information, the theft of getting some sort of a start under the wrong protocol. They recognize that you Cancers could have took a letter and data of a child that was not above water. So you're seeing this energy of the message. The message, it could be you took a child birth certificate, a child information, okay, and you took information, data that to give you a new start. They now recognize that there was a fraud that was created. They now investigated and recognized that a fraud was created and they're ending it. So something of the past return. And whatever it is that happened in the past, it came back, and they're recognizing that there was a theft. There was really a theft of a child. They now recognize that a child was taken without the right proper documentation and information. And I see no new start is going to be coming up for you Cancers because of what has transpired. Now, for a lot of you, this is a situation with a child. A lot of you could have took someone else's child, or someone else's have given you a child that it was not done in the proper order, and it is going to be coming back. A lot of you are going to be recognizing, you Cancers, that your children have created a theft, because the Aquarian, Gemini, or Libra, it is with the Fool. The Fool is the energy of Aquarius. Aquarius is the energy of police investigator. So you Cancers are going to be caught, or you Cancers, they're going to be recognizing that you Cancer was the behind the data and information of a child being used, okay? And it's a child data and information, because you can see the energy of the baby and the message. And the energy of the baby and the message is showing up that a child data or information in the past was accessed and used or taken. And they're going to be recognizing how someone else could have gotten this child information and data. So when we see the Fool is the Aquarius, and it's Uranus, okay? Uranus and Aquarians carry the energy of investigator, police, that sort of a thing. And they are bringing it to an end because they recognize that some of you Cancers had gotten documentation, because the page of one is like information. The page is a child, information, and the page is a child. So it could be your child that created a theft in the past, they're now going to be recognizing, or it could be that you Cancers took a child in the past that it was not your child, it was a family member child. You took the child, you have created a way of getting a whole lot of money. They are going to be recognizing this, okay? Then they're going to be recognizing that some sort of a documentation that you Cancers have in the past, some sort of a birth certificate documentation was fraud there, okay? They're going to be recognizing that it was not, it's as if you Cancers said that you were born somewhere. They're going to be recognizing it's not true. The birth certificate of you Cancers is not based on reality. So here they're now recognizing that data, because it has something to with birth, and they have investigated some of you Cancers date of birth and documentation and recognize it's not, it was falsified. So they're going to be ending the investigation here, because they recognize that where you said you were born and your birth certificate is not yours, and they are going to be ending some sort of an investigation, because they recognize that you Cancers have stolen some sort of a birth certificate in order to get some sort of a new start, because they're recognizing that your birth certificate was not based on reality, that it is not what it's supposed to be, okay? So they're ending some sort of a fraud with documentation, birth certificate documentation. They're ending the fraud. I see that you Cancers have to pay back a whole lot of money. I see the law, the judge is saying that you Cancers need to pay back a whole lot of money. I see that the law is really upset with you Cancers for doing something that was not above water, okay? And I see sadness for a lot of you Cancer men, because the law recognized that you Cancer men had changed some sort of a documentation, okay? And I see a lawyer has gotten involved. I see the judge is throwing the case out. So it's as if you Cancers try to create or get some sort of a lawsuit going, and the judge recognized that the documentation and information was false that you have presented. So I don't know, and here I see that I end the debt. This is twice the energy of debt. So debt to some sort of a false documentation, but because it's as if you Cancers was using someone else's data, or you Cancers had paid and get someone else's data and information and was using it, and they recognize that the documentation was not yours, and the birth certificate that you Cancers came up with wasn't yours. And I see the debt of the falseite that was here, a lot of false documentation, a lot of false, try to get some sort of a new start that was based on need the right documentation. And this is what I said to you guys, is that the judge was not happy with you Cancers, because I see anger, a lot of anger, and I see an end to you Cancers, because you Cancers was accumulating a lot of wealth. You Cancers also have to pay out a huge amount of money because the judge recognized, and I see the judge is angry, very angry towards your lawyer for wasting the court time to bring in a really dishonest play that you are pretending, or you created some sort of an illusion. So here is the judge is awarding that you Cancers pay someone a whole lot of money for trying to drag the person and try to create illusions around the person, and try to forfeit some sort of a situation. And I see the judge is very upset with your lawyer for bringing a case like this in when they know that you had no good grounds to stand on. So it's as if you Cancers tried to sue someone and bring in documentation and information that was not based on reality, and it's as if they were aware that that it has something to do with birth certificate, because they ask for some sort of a birth certificate, or they ask for the original documents, and it's as if you Cancers have some sort of a documentation that you travel on to get to a place, or your birth certificate is not reality. So they're not recognizing that you Cancers had some sort of a documentation, some sort of a birth certificate, or some sort of a document that was stolen from someone else, and they're shutting it down now because they recognize that you Cancers was not speaking the truth. There is a, it could be vice versa, because this situation is an investigation, and they're investigating a child, okay, and something from your childhood Cancer. They're investigating and they're finding out and it's as if the courts already have the documents, and it's as if you Cancers is coming in and is going to be really create a lawsuit, and it's as if they already had the documents to show that you are not the person that you say you are. The information that you show up, you are not the person that you said you are. So it is a situation where were you the one who was sitting for this person? Because obviously you tried to spend a lawsuit on, and they recognize that you Cancers were not speaking the truth, okay? And I see the judge is so upset because the judge is now seeing a whole lot of, and they have documentation and information, and they're going to be saying to you, this investigation is over. You need to pay the person for dragging the person and creating a whole lot of chaos in someone else's life. I see the judge is now, there's so much anger at your lawyer, anger at you Cancers. They're now recognizing that you Cancers have wasted the time of the court. And I see whoever this Libra man is coming up as a lawyer. And I see the judge is angry at this lawyer to really pick up this case, because the lawyer should have recognized that you Cancers were not speaking the truth. So I see an end, and you Cancers have to pay out. I see a Scorpion also. They're now recognizing, because the death is the energy of also the Scorpion, and they're now recognizing what you Scorpion and a Cancer have done. And they now recognize, because the investigation is now over, because they recognize that you Cancers and a Scorpion had co-created together and did something that was not above water. And now I recognize that you, Cancers and a Scorpion, have to pay back a whole lot of money because you have used someone else's information and data to acquire something, or you access someone else's information and data, and they're not going to be recognizing what you Cancers have done. So I see the judge is really, really upset towards you, Cancers, and your lawyer, or it can be vice versa. Don't take it personal. So if it has nothing to do with you, it has to do with some sort of a documentation that was stolen, and they're now recognizing. Okay, and there is something where a Aquarian, Gemini, or Libra person is going to be recognizing that you Cancers use them. It's like a child. It's like you Cancer said that you were pregnant, but you were not pregnant. You just took someone else's family child, and they're now recognizing it. It is a situation where a DNA test was run on a child, and they recognize it's not your child. That sort of a situation, because they found and have the DNA test and recognize that it was not your child, and that is the reason why they shut down an investigation. So an Aquarian, Gemini, or Libra person could have went and checked out the information and data of a child, and is now recognizing that this child information was stolen, or this child was stolen. So it could be that someone was trying to pass off a child and saying that the child is theirs, and people recognize that the DNA doesn't match and it's not their child, and they're shutting it down. So you Cancers, there's something with an Aquarian, and they're now finding out that some sort of a data of a child is not based on reality. Okay, so a child birth certificate or that sort of a thing, they're now recognizing that this child birth certificate, this child wasn't born in the country that they say they were born in. Okay, and they're going to see, I mean, it has something. So I see sadness for a Libran man. They now recognize. I see the judge is very upset with a Libran man, whatever this Libran man has done. The judge is now extremely upset, and I see you Cancers have to pay out a whole lot of money. Gotta go. Namaste, or